Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today for Monday morning, December 7th, 2020. I'm the man they call Meathead, and we are basking in the glow, not in his glory because he's on Raw now tonight, but we're basking in the glow of the 4th annual NXT War Games. Joining me this morning in her own little war game, trying to get this pay-per-view under her belt is Linda Kay. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Meathead. Yes. Took me a minute to get the pay-per-view going, but it was tremendous, and I can't wait to talk about War Games.
There we go. Nice. Let's talk about sponsors, too. We've got our friends at manscaped.com making you silky smooth. Did I tell you, Linda, that we talked to Dave, and he said, well, he kind of stole it from Adam Sandler, messing with the Zohan, so we can't really talk to the Manscaped people about being silky smooth with the hummus and the fizzy bubbler. So Silky Smooth, Manscaped, 25% off. If you're using, it's 20% off. If you're using the promo code PWR and our friends, of course, at collarandelbowbrand.com with the new Cal Fanny Pack Kid t-shirt going on over there. 10% off with PWR 360. Cal, I know, was down on pay-per-view just a couple nights ago as well. So, happy to hear our boy Cal is getting it done down in Louisville, Kentucky. Linda, what else did you have going on this weekend? I heard you had a beast in town.
Yes, we had Dan the Beast Severn in town for a grappling and wrestling workshop, Nova Gyms in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. It was a great time. We had some fun laughs, some great technique that was worked on. Did he make you tap out? No, but I did get an interview with him, so I'm stoked about that. But no, all in all, great time. Such a nice, kind man. Loves teaching. Spent the extra time to talk to our students and just all around great faces. So yeah, he is the beast, but he's quite a gentle giant, if you will.
I was gonna say I saw a picture of him just this weekend. He looks healthy. So yes. I mean, a good healthy. Like life has been good to him.
Absolutely.
Way back in the day, he had that starring role with Al Snow over in Rudy. Did you guys bring that up at all in the interview?
No, we didn't. We talked primarily about his teachings and what he's got coming up. But that would have been funny because now I have that visual, and that would have been great to mention. We'll throw back.
Fair enough. All right. So let's talk War Games from last night. And I'm a music person. I'll be first and foremost. That's what really gets me kind of jacked when it comes to wrestling. If there's a great song or a great promo, a great something when it comes to wrestling. And this pay-per-view had probably one of my all-time favorite songs on it. Oh my God. I was pacing in front of the TV when the music starts because, again, that's what it does to me. It gets the blood flowing. So to hear Ozzy screaming that generals are gathering in their masses, oh boy, I'm ready for some War Games. And you know what I thought was really cool? So we didn't see it at the beginning because the cages were set over the two rings, but I love the bringing up of the cages and the bringing them back down. They collapsed upon themselves. They were like automatic. Instead of lifting them up, when you're in a huge arena or if you're in, a stadium, you can just pull it over the ring and then they'll be out of the way. I love how they had the different pieces of a collapse to the left, to the right. It was almost like origami in wrestling.
Yes. I mean, just everything with Ozzy playing and just the noise, the lights.
Oh yeah, and the sirens. The World War II.
I thought about Rise War. That's what I said out loud to myself. Made me think about that actually.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Now every time I hear that when I was DJing, I was gonna say every time I heard that when I was DJing, I was waiting for Beyonce to yell, "Bring me the alarm." So I mean. But yeah, I love the concept of it. I love the gimmick of it. And the women started off first. You had Team Larae against Team Shotzi. Shotzi coming into her own. I mean, leading this team. She came out in a brand new tank. So that's what she's been working on. That's what she's been welding, putting together a brand new tank. So what were your thoughts going into this match? Team Shotzi, Team Larae.
Well, I mean, Shotzi has a lot to get back at Candice LeRae for destroying her original tank. So seeing her come out, and when I knew it, I was like, Shotzi's got to come out in a new tank. And lo and behold, there it was. It even shot out something.
That was amazing. Wade Barrett goes, "Oh my God, she shot him."
But yeah, we knew it'd be hard hitting. I mean, look at the players on both teams. But I must say, for Team Shotzi, I loved that crew of rocker chicks. I mean, it was like a little motley crew of their own, if you will. They looked great. So I was really, really rooting for Team Shotzi going in.
Well, War Games is a beast of a match. No pun intended to Dan Severn there, but War Games is a beast of a match. And, you could go about 20-some minutes until the match starts. Team Shotzi had the advantage. They took advantage of it, and they really beat up on Dakota Kai. But, you put your Iron Man, no pun intended, or Iron Woman in at the beginning because they're going to have to last that entire time. They can't just, be sitting in the corner. I loved the fact that, like Io Shirai, for example, kept throwing stuff in there. I thought it was very, very ingenious, or the fact that, once Shotzi tried to get in, they kept blocking her out. Was that Shotzi or was that Io that kept getting locked out? I'm going to say it was Io, but it might have been Shotzi. I got the two spots confused. But the fact that Raquel Gonzalez kept closing the cage and not allowing her in to keep the advantage in there was an amazing move.
Yeah, I mean, War Games is also mind games. And for some of the women in the match, like this being a new concept for them and really taking advantage of the numbers game. And
it was Io because you know what? I apologize. It was Io because Io found a way in, and it was through a garbage can spot on top of 9 other competitors.
She was last to go in. Sorry, it was a long day yesterday, Meathead. I'm sorry, but
it's okay. Have you ever seen somebody put a can over the top of their head and then jump off the top of a cage?
And she was bullseye on that. How could she see through that?
I don't know. Just time it out. I guess, like Rogers to Devontae Adams. It's a timing pattern.
Yes.
By the way, folks, in case you were wondering, of course the Green Bay Packers won yesterday. Well, it ends like this. Ripley scoops up Kai and slams her to the mat. Shirai goes to the top and hits the moonsault on Kai. Really, Gonzalez covers Shirai after a powerbomb, one-armed, in the space between the two rings for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Team Candice LeRae. Your thoughts?
Well, like I said, I went in rooting for Team Shotzi, but it was a very physical match. The girls did their thing, and anytime you get a body hitting that steel in between the rings,
it's stiff.
Repercussions. Yeah, I mean the ladder on top of that. So, I mean, great match. I mean the ladies really, really did it, and what a way to open up War Games.
Yeah, I could have watched that and a little, sparklers come out and
the explosions.
Yeah, exactly. A quick video from the NXT Heavyweight Champion Finn Balor. He will be on TV this Wednesday night. Foreshadowing, and then we'll come back here. You know what else we saw? Karion Kross is on his way back too. I think we've got two behemoths going head to head. Who do you think? I mean, we're calling it early here. Who do you think when Karion Kross comes back and goes after Finn Balor? Who do you think's coming out of that?
Gotta go with Karion Kross. I mean, after a brutal injury, you make your return. You have all that momentum behind you. Got to believe. Got to go back to Karion Kross. I mean, I know both men have had their injuries and holding the titles, but I mean, Karion Kross was just getting his push, just getting the title, and unfortunately suffered that shoulder injury. But it's got to be his time. Tick tock.
Tick tock, tick tock. Now it's time to talk about one of our boys from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Tommaso Ciampa on Team Longtime, taking on Timothy Thatcher, Thatch Can. This one was not going to be ballet, boys and girls. This one was going to be wrestling hold after wrestling hold after wrestling hold, and it was going to get physical. And, Thatcher took a shot to the ear pretty close to the finish of the match. But your winner, Tommaso Ciampa, Linda, these two guys beat on each other.
Brutal. Yeah, going into the match, like you said, you knew there would be a ton of holds, a lot of strikes, and we got a little blood. So the two of them, I of course, rooting for our hometown boy and Tommaso being on Team Longtime. But what I found very intriguing about the match was at the very end, the stare down. between
I mean,
the two
is
of
them
them.
just sitting on their ring apron?
Yes. It made me think, like, gosh, they would be one hell of a tag team
Yeah.
if they were ever to be put in that place.
Yeah, they could run through the tag team division if they chose to. Okay. Separate shots of Damian Priest, Gargano, and Ruff as they're warming up backstage for the triple threat. But first, we're going to have a Dexter Loomis, Cameron Grimes strap match. Now, Dexter Loomis has been tormenting poor Cameron Grimes with his drawings and, that Halloween Havoc where poor Cameron Grimes ran into Doc Hendricks, cosplaying as, Michael P.S. Hayes. I thought it was great. But this one was, I think, a standard issue strap match. And, you had all the strap spots. You had the tripping, the choking, the pulling back. Your winner, Dexter Loomis, and he looks creepy as hell doing it.
Yes, and, we ended up getting a double strap at some point.
Wait, you had a double strap on who?
In the ring or outside the ring. There were two straps at one time. Yes, okay. Yes.
Well, this is still family entertainment, so let's stop there.
Yes. Let me rephrase that. Two straps, adult straps, as we've heard from Bailey in the past.
There you go.
Were used at one point, and this was a great match for the two of them. Just everything leading up to this match, just Dexter Loomis just being creepy as he is, put on a very physical match with Cameron Grimes, and in the end, the strap did come into play, getting put over Cameron Grimes' eyes.
Yep.
Him tapping out. This was great. Like you mentioned, Halloween Havoc. Between the two of them, they've had quite a great feud. Funny at times, but also brutal at times. And we got Dexter Loomis coming out on top in the strap match. So I don't know if this is going to be a continued feud. I thought this would be a great way to close it.
I was going to say, I think it's got to be closed here.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it was very entertaining. Like I said, when you can bring out two straps in a match, you can't go wrong.
Well, that's another party for another weekend, and you could go wrong in some way. So let's talk about what happened as they were getting ready to talk about the triple threat match. The lights flickered, and we got a cryptic vignette for the upcoming return of Karion Kross. Again, Karion Kross is on his way back, too, and this guy can run, I think, honestly, through NXT for a year if given the opportunity. He's got to stay healthy. Maybe this last injury that he had was just a one-off, but I think that there's a lot of juice there for him to go for a year.
Absolutely. And, we're just on the brink of the road to WrestleMania. And I think he's going to have a huge breakout moment coming up here in NXT.
Okay. Well, a few weeks ago, somebody had a breakout moment on NXT, and his name was Leon Ruff, and he won the North American Championship as Johnny Gargano picked him to, basically have a walkthrough. It was Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and Leon Ruff. And, we're all pulling for Leon Ruff. And Leon Ruff, in all of our minds, should have won it. Because if he doesn't, what is the point of Leon Ruff being the North American champion for 3+ weeks? It was dumb. Your winner of the match, 3-time champion, Johnny Gargano. I don't like it. Leon Ruff, if you're going to give it to him, let him have it for a little bit longer. Or put it back on Priest. But why take it off of Gargano to give to Ruff for 3 weeks to put it back on Gargano? Makes no sense.
Right. I really went in rooting and hoping that Leon Ruff would retain. I figured this match would have a lot of high spots, some shenanigans, a lot of back and forth between Ruff and Damian Priest just because they were friends, but not in this match. They aren't. I mean, we even got that Razor's Edge into the plexiglass, and Leon Ruff being gone for a bit, and like, okay, I mean, I suppose triple threat match he doesn't have to be out there, but
right.
He's gonna be back at some point. But I thought that would be where he would get on top and win the match. But once all the ghost faces came in,
and multiple, I mean, we had 6 to 9 of them.
Yeah, it was almost like Retribution 2 for a second, or
right, NXT's version of Retribution. I had that same note.
I think a lot of people did. But, just when you think that they were all taken down, I mean, Damian Priest taking, was it at least 6 of them outside the ring? Maybe more, like 9, including the ones in the ring.
Like I said, it was pairs of 3, or, it's sets of 3.
Yes. And then one random one that pops up, and I'm like, oh wait, Ian Ruff came back. I was thinking maybe he could do it, but then thought about it, like, if we're gonna have all these ghost faces come on, especially the one hitting, well, we found out who it was, but Damian Priest getting hit with the lead pipe. I was like, oh man, I think I see where this is going.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I guess whatever, we're gonna move on. Johnny Gargano, new champion. They revealed the one that's been doing this over and over to be Austin Theory. If it would have been Ghostface Killer, I would have liked it a little bit more.
I agree.
Because it would have made sense.
Come to mind, yes.
But Ghostface Killer, just Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing up with. So I mean, Ghostface Killer not available for the pay-per-view last night.
So we got Austin Theory.
But we got Austin Theory, and honestly, I think he's still wearing braces.
I don't know.
There's something going on there. It's bugging me. All right, War Games, the Undisputed Era taking on the Kings of NXT. That's their official name now, by the way, the Kings of NXT. Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. And then UE is Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Bobby Fish. I got a nugget out of Wade Barrett last night. They're trying to describe Pat McAfee once he finally gets in the ring. McAfee is the total package, according to Wade Barrett. He's half Seth Rollins' athleticism and half The Miz's irritability. Yeah. Did you hear that?
I did, actually. I was like,
that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, because The Miz just irritates everybody.
Well, he's on Team Long Time, but I get the comparison there between.
All right, so we saw a couple things. We saw a couple things in the men's War Games match that we also saw in the women's. A couple of the competitors obviously throwing, weapons and tables and chairs and ladders and whatever in there. I loved McAfee's tables. He pulled out tables with one for each member of the Undisputed Era with their names on it. I thought that was fantastic. I really, absolutely loved the ingenuity of the character of Adam Cole going, I don't know how I'm going to get in here. Oh, look at this, a fire extinguisher. It's not going to help him for the whole match, but it'll get him in the door. So Your thoughts on how it went before the bell rang and after?
I mean, I loved it. I mean, every single pairing or, every individual coming in one by one just added so much to the match. I liked how it started out with Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne, a little mix of jiu-jitsu in there and their history. So that was nice to see. And then, then you get Bobby Fish and they're throwing a little Muay Thai. I just like seeing the utilization of other martial arts being, put into the wrestling matches, including now also throw in the weapons. I mean, War Games is fantastic. And then the spots off the top rope, the flips, and off the top of the cage. Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee with a swanton.
Yes, off the top of the cage, nonetheless. So, I mean, this is a big score to be settled between both factions, and we got quite a classic because all 8 men, my goodness, just beat down, and a lot of innovative ways to utilize the weapons inside War Games. I mean, it was great to see UE come off with the win. I think McAfee and his crew, the Kings of NXT, McAfee especially, just quite the talk, I mean, which he's great at, I will say. He is great at that, but this is great to see Undisputed Era get back at them just for all the heinous things he's been saying. And I loved that one-on-one between Kyle O'Reilly and Pat McAfee. You know how they always say to McAfee, like, so you want to be a wrestler, huh? And then he's like, come at me. Come on.
He didn't even go after him when he was going through the ropes. He goes, come on, take a shot. Another great spot that I truly enjoyed was Cole and McAfee. After McAfee just hits a spot on Adam Cole, the rest of his team are holding back the UE. And then also, it's the figure 4. And then the figure 4 gets reversed. And then that team's holding back the rest of McAfee's team. So I thought that was amazing because it, let them kind of shine one-on-one there.
Right. Yeah.
A little bit of good history and commentary tonight, too, by Vic Joseph. War Games was designed to break up the 4 horsemen. Mm-hmm. I loved hearing about that. And Wade Barrett even apologized to Vic Joseph and Beth last night and said that, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I got excited when I saw the cricket bats. Cricket bats! Sorry, I just cricket bats.
Yeah. So all in all, I thought UV coming out on top to close out War Games was just a great way to wrap up a tremendous pay-per-view. I mean, NXT pay-per-views are just full of action, full of surprises, and they just don't disappoint, especially these War Games ones. They just definitely brought so much life back to it from debuting it a couple years back.
This is the 4th year now, and UE's been in all 4.
Yes. So they should have won, and I'm glad they did.
Right, and it's the first year they didn't have the advantage.
Right. How about that?
So PWR draft-wise, these are not double points, they're single points, but some of our friends are going to get some points. I know we got points out of people like Adam Cole, and we had an appearance by Karion Kross, technically, an appearance by Finn Balor, technically. We'll have to talk to the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, but Tommaso Ciampa getting a victory. All sorts of people. Rhea Ripley got the man they call Meathead some points last night. So we'll have to take a look at that and see what it looks like. It was definitely a night for some points. We got a big pay-per-view coming up. I think it's next week Sunday at Tropicana Field in the new Thunderdome, because this coming Friday on SmackDown, they debut the new Thunderdome in Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, Florida. So we got a lot of big stuff coming up. Tonight, the last night in Orlando at the Amway Center for Monday Night Raw. Anything you're looking forward to tonight?
It's a way to wrap things up before TLC, baby.
Yeah, and we've got our main events set on both sides, I would believe. Kevin Owens is going to take on Roman Reigns there, and it's going to be a TLC match. And then, you got Drew. He'll have a match. It's just not determined what type of match yet.
Right. So it'll be interesting to see the stipulations. Why can't we just have it all in one match?
All right. For Linda Kay, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.